So now that it's come to a boil, you will actually look at the consistency and it almost looks like it's mashed potatoes. And what I'm doing is I'm taking a fork and I'm gonna continue to just stir it. The heat is off now, the stove is off. And I'm just gonna keep stirring it to break up those clumps. Now, be patient with this, okay? It's going to take a little while to boil the whole mixture. And once it is, you are gonna have clumps, and that's okay. You're just gonna keep, with a fork, keep stirring it and breaking up those clumps. Once that's done, you can put your fork down and your spoon down. And I'm gonna place you down so you can see what I'm gonna do next. I have set up, I have mason jars, so I'm setting up 3 mason jars. Again, you can use as many as you'd like depending on how many colors of paint you wanna make. So I'm gonna make 3 different colors. And so I'm gonna take the mixture, and remember, this is hot. So you wanna make sure an adult is handling it. And so I'm going to take my pot and I'm going to, you know what I'm gonna do? Before I pour it, I think I'm gonna use a spoon to help me transfer it so it doesn't splatter. So let me grab a spoon. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take like a spatula spoon and I'm gonna take my mason jar and I'm actually gonna come to the stove and scoop it. So I'm gonna take a scoop and I'm gonna pour it inside of the jar. And you can put as much as you'd like. I'm gonna put about 2.5 scoops. And I'm gonna grab a paper towel because it's running on the side, so I just wanna wipe it. Wipe all the extra. Whoopsie. So there's 1 jar, and then I'm gonna fill the other 2. Number 2. And then number 3. I'm just going to take my napkin and I'm going to wipe around the sides like that. Now, what I'm going to do next is, now that I have them in my jars, there is still some clumps, so I'm going to take my fork that I was using and I'm just going to mix it up. Mix, mix, mix to break up all the clumps that's inside. So that's 1, 2. Now this is still very warm, so you want to be careful, but you can allow your child to mix it with your supervision, and depending on how warm the container is that you're using. And then the last one, I'm just going to mix. Whoops. I'm going to mix it up. Get all the clumps out. There. Now, the last step for this, and I'm just going to wipe this because I got a little bit of extra. Make sure it's all clean around. The next step is taking your food coloring. So I'm going to open up my food coloring and I'm going to make some green. So I want mine to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to put maybe 4 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, do not squeeze your whole food coloring. It'll be too much. So let's see, I'm gonna do green. I'm gonna do some blue. So I'm gonna squeeze some blue, 4 drops of blue. And then I'm gonna do yellow. 2, 3, 4, okay. And now I'm going to mix them to get my color. So you can use another, you wanna grab 3 different spoons so your colors don't mix. And you're just going to mix the whole container all together, just like so. And you can see I put 4 drops of food coloring in my blue, and it's still a light blue. So if you want a darker blue, you'd have to add some more food coloring. So I'm gonna mix it all up. Okay. That's our blue paint. And now I'm gonna take another spoon, a clean spoon, and let me put away my food coloring because food coloring stains and we don't want it to get on our clothes. So I'm gonna put that off to the side. Now I'm gonna mix my green and make my green paint. Ooh, It's a fun color. Mixing it all up. Mix, mix, mix. And then the last one is gonna be like maybe an orangey yellow. Let's see what color it comes out to be. Yellow paint. Mix that all together, just like so. And once you've mixed all of your paint, so I have just made yellow paint, and you can still see some white. I just have to continue mixing it to make sure I get it all mixed very well. So I made yellow paint, green paint, and blue paint. And what you want to do is you want to let this cool down completely before using it. So there's going to be an activity later on in the week that you can use your paint for. So today, just make your paint, let it cool down, and then use it another day. And if you have lids for them, you can put them on there to keep them fresh so you're able to use them multiple times. I hope you have fun making your homemade finger paint. Take care, friends.